So good morning, everybody. I hope you can all hear me.
Good morning. Good morning,
yes, we can hear you, Dr. Franklin.
Okay. So we're starting off right now with 11 a.m. your time. So this morning, let's start off. I'll be having this meeting with myself, Franklin, and my colleague, Dr. Fisayo Yesaya. Hopefully this should be in an hour. We'll try and share as much information as we can. I know some of you may have some kind of information you've gotten from other places and other sources, which is good. But hopefully, I hope this sort of consolidates what you already know. We can share information, and the goal here is just to help everyone here and give everybody a chance, for a better life. So let's just start. There will be some house rules. There'll be some house rules. So please, once you come in, just kindly mute yourself, and when you're on, also stay muted, because if not, you disturb everybody. I think a few of you here are still not muted. Please mute yourself. Please do that, okay?
I'm not showing my video now.
We'll try and mute yourselves, please. Everybody.
To do what?
Unmute yourselves.
Mute yourselves. Just stay muted. If you want to say anything, let me admit, if you really want to make any points or you want to ask questions, you can just do that by raising up your hand. Okay. Either you raise up your hand, or you just type in the chat box, and my colleague will probably respond to your questions. And if you want to have a video on, that's fine. And hopefully we'll take a few questions at the end. And please try just attend just one section if you can. So this morning we're going to just run through this outline. This is the outline we're going to use. So I'm a bit distracted. I'm trying to admit a few people in. We like to come late every time in Nigeria. I don't know, crazy. Okay, so let's get going. So the outline we're going to use is just this is a few outline. Just talk about a few things you should require and you should know about the health and care visa application. And what chances you have as a healthcare assistant. Look at the costs, look at what you need for your visa, how to look for jobs. Because it's one thing to know the site to go look for the jobs, and another thing to know a few tricks that you need. Your job search, some experience that you need, any trainings, and then what is the job really entails. So like they always say, knowledge is power. And this is the health and care visa, just briefly, let me explain that. Just before now, it was really quite difficult getting a British visa. It takes a lot of time, it's expensive and all, but there's a dire need for healthcare professionals in the UK. When I say dire need, it's just really, really like some of us here are still buckling under the pressure. There's a huge demand for doctors and nurses, and now recently healthcare assistant. So this visa category was created to fill in the gap. And so the last 2, 3, 4 years, it's been easier for doctors and nurses to get visas and come in with their families. You spend 5 years and you get your permanent citizenship, your citizenship. And so that was extended to the carers. That's because of the dire need. So the COVID also made things worse. So many people had to leave the NHS and left the healthcare sector because of the pressure from COVID. And so there's a huge demand for care assistants. And also in most European countries, the age population, you have a lot of old people than the younger ones, like in Africa, where you have a lot of younger people. So you have people living up to 100 and 100 plus years, and they need care. And that's where you guys will eventually come in. This was announced in December last year, and for an initial period of 12 months, this is going to run. But one catch, this is very key, is you must earn a minimum of £20,480,000. That's what you must earn to be eligible for the visa and to come to the UK and to get a permanent settlement at the end of 5 years. So if you're doing your job search and the minimum salary is not up to date, do not go for such jobs because you just wouldn't even get the visa in the first place. If you want to convert that to the naira, you're looking at 15.8 15.3 million naira. So let me just admit a few people in. Okay. Sorry, let me just admit a few guys in. Okay. So you're looking at close to 15 million naira a year is what you're going to earn. Another key thing is you will need a certificate of sponsorship. Now, because this is a new visa category, very few NHS hospitals and care homes have the license to sponsor you. We're going to talk about this when we go further down the slides. And also, you'd see that the employers, they need to apply for a license to be able to sponsor you to come to the UK. That takes about 6 to 8 weeks to apply for. So what does this mean? What this translates to is you might not be easy to get a job in January and February because most employers are trying to understand the system, trying to apply for licenses. So that will take a while for that to settle in. So what I foresee happening is, say sometime in March and April, there will be a flood of jobs for international HCAs to come in. That's what I foresee would happen. There are a few of them still on now, but I think we'll get more as we go down the year. For the next slide, okay, and like I said earlier on, COVID has made things really worse now. You know, so many healthcare guys are they're not, they have left the healthcare sector. So many people have done that. So many people are still living. So many people are falling sick. The population dynamics is still having a lot of old people that need care. And so this is something I think everybody should explore. And the beauty of it is once you come in, you can come with your family and your kids. After like 5 years here, you apply for your indefinite leave to remain. And after 1 year, you can become a British citizen. So that's an opportunity, you know, to explore, I think. Very recently, the government in the UK here invested about 465.2 million pounds in just increasing social care staff during the winter. Can you please mute yourself, please? Okay. So I was saying, just very recently, the UK government had to invest this amount of money just for this winter. I'm talking about December, January, February. That's how much they invested in just recruiting and training healthcare staff that are based in the UK already. So they're really, really interested in investing more, lots of money in. And one thing I think we should always try to do is to look at the vaccination. I think if you've not been vaccinated for COVID, I think you should go get vaccinated because to be sad that you get a job and you get everything, and just because you're not vaccinated, you probably won't be allowed to come in or something. So try and get vaccinated. You need to have at least 2 doses of the vaccines. And if you can get the booster dose, better off. But please get at least the double dose of the COVID vaccine. So do that now because you don't know how things will play out in Nigeria. So if you have the opportunity right now, go get your jab. If you have gotten it, make sure you have an evidence to show that yes, you have it. I'm going to the myth of some of the things that you should know. And there's been so much conversation about the English test, IELTS. And generally, you will need to show that you can speak and communicate in English. So that's why they're insisting on the English test called IELTS. Even though, yes, Nigeria is, officially we're an English-speaking country, but this is still very required. For the doctors and nurses category, for instance, you need to score as high as 7 in the academic section of the exam. But for the HCA, from what we've gathered so far, this could change, but from the information we've been able to arrange or gather for the last 1 week, is that you need the general category of IELTS with a minimum of 5 score. That's the minimum you need to get. This is what we have know as of today. It could change tomorrow, it could change in a week's time. I don't know, but right now, this is what we know. And there's also this caveat for those that have, say, a degree in a BSc or a master's or a PhD. You could actually also prove that you're very competent in your English language using the NARIC platform. All these things are online, and if you want more information, you could share that on the group, and you could go look it up yourself. So let's look at costs, because I also get a lot of DMs, people asking me, what's it going to take? How much is it going to cost? What should we plan and budget for? So let's look at it. Maybe we'll do the calculations ourselves. Usually for your visa fee, you probably want to pay like £232. I use the rate of 750 as my conversion rate that I think is in the black market. because I'm not sure you can get some pounds so easily in the banks. But I think it would be lesser than this in the bank. In the banks, it would be like 5 something. We're using the black market rate, for instance, which is more accessible. I'm looking at close to 174,000 naira just if you're applying for a 3-year visa. And if you're applying for more than 3 years, it will be way more than that. But I think most jobs would probably give you an initial 3 years and they can always extend afterwards. Just assume you get £232 for that, okay? Now yourself, you will need to also demonstrate that you are able to sustain yourself when you come to the UK. So you need to have some amount of about £1,270. And if you change that to Naira, that should be close to £1 million Naira. And that should be in your account 28 days prior to when you apply for your visa. And so what I would advise is if you've gotten a job or you're in the process of getting a job or something, you're making applications for jobs, if you don't have the money yourself, you can ask your family, friend or friends or whatever, family members to just put the money in your account at this day for set it cool off in your account for at least a month before you go and apply for your visa. To be very smart to start doing these things now. Just think about it. But what you can do is you can even have like a checklist, just write these things down. So you just keep making sure, because there are little nitty-gritties that could delay your visa and delay things for you. You don't want to get everything and you just can't come because of this very little thing that you should have taken care of before now. I see some hands are raised. I would come to you. Okay, let's get to a point, and I would give you the floor to say what you want to say. And so let's continue. So, but there's something else. If in your certificate of sponsorship and your employer states is going to take care of you, more like give you some sort of maintenance, then you would not need to have 1,270 in your account for a month before you apply for your visa. So it's very key to make sure that's stated in your certificate of sponsorship, called for short, we call it COS for short. If you're coming with a partner, with a kid, they also should have some sort of funds so that they can take care of themselves in their account. For your partner, you need to have about 285. For one child, it's 315, and for any other child you have, is extra 200. So let's just make this a bit interactive. For example, let's say she's coming now with say your husband or your wife or whatever, and 2 kids. Can anybody just give me a rough estimate of what you should have, what kind of money you should be thinking of having with you? Can anybody attempt to guess? You can unmute yourself and just attempt.
£2,500 for two children, a partner, and yourself.
To how much?
£380.
Are you
But
sure?
£3,800. But if you are coming with your 3 children, 1 wife, 1 husband, making 5 family, that is £4,000.
Do you have a calculator in your brain, or you have a calculator beside you?
That's £1,000.
But you said £200 for a child, extra child.
Everything is £800 for the husband and also for the 2 kids. Using the calculation you stated on our screen. Thank you.
Okay, so I just wanted to prick your brain and make you think, but this just gives you an idea. If it's just the more large your family is, the more you spend. So for those with 7 children and 8 children, if you imagine what you're going to spend to come to the UK. Anyways, let's keep going on. So the message is don't have a lot of kids. That's the message, and that was just to make us laugh a little bit. Let's keep going. If please mute yourself, if you get in, please. Can you just do that? Just mute yourself. Thank you. I see some hands are raised. Maybe let me just allow you ask questions now. Because I think getting. Okay, let's start with just a few guys with hands raised. Anna, your arrow. You have a question? Something?
Sorry, that was when I wanted to talk. Don't worry, we are over that.
Okay, that's fine. Nena Joy, your hands are raised.
Yeah, I want to also add that the visa application depends on when the person is doing the visa. Like, it's not static. I know that when I did mine, it was about 330 something. Like, as at the
Okay.
time, so it's not static. Like, it depends on the time the person
Okay.
is doing it. I think it's kind of fluctuates. And then, for those that have dependents like children, kind of an advice, they mustn't like start as in, they should just have it in their mind that when they are applying, that this is they are going to apply for each member of their family. But then the person can come now to reduce the burden on them. The person can come maybe later, bring the children and family. That's like what I want to add.
Thank you. No, that's very true. That's very good. So yeah, you can come in initially, and after like a month or two, you can bring your family. But these are all things you can deal with later. I think I will hold on for here. Let's go. If you answer yours, don't worry. I will come to you later. Let's just continue. Okay, so let's write on. Okay, so some of the things you need for your visa application. Please, can you mute yourself? There's somebody stick on and it's really disturbing everybody here. Please mute yourself, please. Okay. There are a few documents you might want to have. Who is this? Hey, please mute yourself, please. Okay, I've done that now. So some things you should also consider. You need a TB test just to prove you don't have tuberculosis. Usually it's done at the IOM office around Ikeja. It's about last year was about 57,000 naira. I don't know what it's going to be this year. If you're married, you need to have an evidence for that. That's your marriage certificate. If every country you've lived in the last 1 year, you must show that you're not a criminal, and so you need to get a police certificate. That's easy to get, at least in Nigeria. We can help with that too sometimes. If you want it the same day, you can get it the same day. Of course, the bank account, just to show that you have enough funds to get in. You need to have an international passport. This might sound silly, but you should go get a passport because it can take you sometimes 36 months to get a passport. It's getting more difficult. So start now. I think it's about 37,000 naira. I'm not sure what it is right now. Go get yourself a passport as soon as possible. For the English test, you need to ask yourself, if you have HND or you don't have a degree, maybe you start doing an IELTS. That's really, really key. Start making plans for this as soon as possible. If you have your degree, you could still decide to do the IELTS. It might be easier, or you use the NARIC where you can upload your documents and prove that, yes, it was taught in English. And you don't need to do the English test anymore. Of course, you do some biometrics. This is when you've really gotten your job, you've gotten your COS, it's time to come to the UK for your visa, and you go to take your fingerprints, take some pictures. And usually, like for the doctors and nurses, it takes about less than 2 weeks. For mine, it took less than 6-7 working days, and I got a visa. So that's how easy it will be for you guys plan to come over using the health and care visa route. So this is just an example of what the TB certificate looks like. Okay, so let's go to job search. I think this is where I will spend a little bit of time in the job search, just to explain a few things here. Okay, so these are some of the sites where you can get your jobs. In the NHS site itself, healthjobsuk.com. You can write this down if you want to. That's fine, and look at it yourself. You can also check the health careers, careers.nhs.uk and indeed.com.jobs, and a few agencies like the Wildcare Nursing Service. That's one of the agencies you can also approach, and you can check. But let's do some practical section right now. I'm going to show you just how to go about this, because it's not enough to just look at this. You can struggle really looking at this. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and and show you a section on how to do your application. Okay. Can you all see my screen now? Can somebody just say yes? Can you see this?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so okay, so just can you mute yourself, please? Please. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. So let me just mute everybody from here. All right. So when you look at the site, just jobs.nhs.uk, if you've not registered before, the first thing you need to do is to register. Okay, but I've registered, so I'm just going to log in. Okay, I have my email and my password, so I just log that in. Scroll down a little bit. You see that, then you go for search jobs. Okay, I think you want me to agree to a policy. So you come down here and just agree to this policy first. So you agree on to this policy, first of all. Then you go here. So what you type here, just type healthcare assistant. Yeah, you can just type that. I won't advise you to put any location, unless you have a particular place in the UK where you want to stay, you have family, you have a particular reason. But that also limits and narrows your chances. So I advise you just leave that blank, okay? And then you just go to search. Okay. So when you're in search, what you do next is you look at, so I will just teach you 2 tricks you can use here and I will help you a lot. I will advise you to always look at 2 things. One is look at the person offering the job, the employer. Try to look for NHS jobs here for several reasons. One, the NHS has its advantages in so many ways. You get access to pension, you get a lot of protection, there's a career growth, it gives you experience. There's so many advantages coming with the NHS, and most of them have the ability to sponsor you to come over to the UK. So I'd always advise, look for the NHS. So now you can see this. It's not an NHS role. And second thing you look for is the salary, what they're going to pay you. This is paying per hour. You don't want this kind of job. If you're in the UK already, yes, you can look for jobs like that. But you coming in, these jobs will not be able to give you a sponsorship to come to the UK. So there's no point applying for this kind of job. But the beauty of it is a permanent role. So it just means you can be here for as long as you need to be here until you get your valid. These are nothing. This is still not the UK. So we keep going. And look at this. This is a Friendly Health NHS Foundation. This is NHS. So you just passed 1 check. The second check you want to look at is the salary. 19,612 to 20,948. If you remember, when I said initially that you need to earn a minimum of 20,480. So this falls into that category. So what do? This is something you want to explore. So you click on it. And then it shows you apply, just go to continue. This is the job. And it tells you when the date is closing, 19th of January, that's when it closes. It's a fixed term contract. So that could be last, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, whatever years, number of years, you see. So we need to look at this carefully. Look at the jobs, look at it. But this is what tells you how you're going to tailor your CV to fit into this job's description. You see. Okay, so let's go to something I'll show you down here. And these are the main duties of the job. Provide clinical care under direction, demonstrate sound knowledge of the principles of infection control, work closely with the senior and blah, 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 have good IT skills, keep patient records, blood pressure, and all. Then about the trust. Then this is now the job description. This is what you pay more attention to. So whenever you're filling the form or filling up for the job or the CV, it must be tailored to what they want, not just to what you have in your head. I'll give you an example. Don't worry, I'll show you somewhere else. Just look at this carefully. Administrative duties, compliance, to work with senior colleagues means to work in a team, to keep records. Okay. Now, essential, previous experience working in the hospitals, nursing home, or primary care. So for those of you in the health sector, this might fit in for you guys. For those of you not in the healthcare sector, do not worry. Okay, it might be difficult, but there's a caveat. You can actually, in this time, you're waiting to get things sorted out. Go and attach yourself to a healthcare center, a hospital, even if it's a private clinic, anything, a clinic, a care home, whatever it is. Go there, tell them you want to volunteer just to come as a nursing assistant or something for a couple of months. It's volunteering, so you're not getting paid. Maybe ask you to pay. That's fine. You do the payment. And don't leave your job for this. What you need to do is just doing your spare time. So instead of watching Man U and Chelsea and Liverpool, you use your time and go there. Instead of playing video games, you do use your time and go there. Instead of being on social media talking about don't think and the likes, you spend more time in these hospitals, and that way you build up your CV and you build up some sort of experience. Now, sometimes some jobs will not fit your kind of person, and that's fine. You can ignore this job if you think it's just so much hassle and go to another one. Because some of the HCS is very broad, yeah? Some of them will be in a hospital, some will not be in a hospital, some even if in a hospital, they could be in a clinic. So you don't have to really know how to do blood pressure and all the whole clinical stuff. So yes, even if you're not a healthcare person, there's still a chance that you can still get the jobs. So let's keep doing that quickly. Now, you see the qualification, all you need is just a good general education. So whether you have a BSc, HND, does not really count. You see what I'm saying? But this job requires you to have a care certificate completed. That's the difference. So my jobs don't even care about this. My jobs will train you with this care certificate, but this one wants you to do it. See, so if you think you don't have this, don't apply for this because you won't get it. Then, but see the key thing here, certificate of sponsorship. Any job where you open to and they don't have this, don't apply because you're wasting your time. They should be able to offer you the certificate of sponsorship. Okay. And you see, this was able to do it because of the salary you can offer. I told you must earn at least 20,480 to be able to get the job done, to be able to get this job. And that's it. And once you want to apply, you think you're ready to apply, you just come here and you apply for the job. And that's it. Okay, so I'm going to go back a little bit so you can, let me go back here. Just do one more and that's it. That should do. Let's try and see if we can get one more. Look at this now. It's an NHS, but they pay and it's a bank job, so don't apply for this. It won't work. Look at this. It's a bank job, don't apply for it. And look at the salary. It's 19,000. It's not up to 20,480. So this will not be able to give you COS. We could try and see. Let me just show you what I mean. We'll not be able to offer you COS. You see what I'm saying? Let's go down to the end. You see, there's no COS point for COS because it can't offer you that. One, the pay is poor. It's below 20,480 and it's a bank job. So you just forget it, even there's NHS. So you must meet these two criteria. It must be NHS and it has to be, the pay salary has to be at least above 20,000 or in that range. Okay, let's see if I can find one more. And if I can't, I just move on because we have less than 30 minutes left. So but I hope you get the drill. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is Northwest Anglia. I worked here. This is where I did my last job before where I'm working right now. Very nice place. So this is beautiful. This is really nice. See, the salary fits. It's an NHS and the salary. So we'll go to continue. This is what I'm going to show you. So let's see if there's a COS. There might be a COS, and that's the COS. This guy can offer you a certificate of sponsorship. So you see the tricks. You see that? So these are the two things you should just be on the lookout for. And look at what it requires. Now, because this is a senior role, senior assistant, this will fit in like the nurses that have been in the nursing role and maybe can pass exams, 1 or 2 exams to get the nursing license. You can fit into this role, or a doctor is there to get, maybe pass his exams. You can come in through this means and then pass your exams here and switch to becoming a doctor. See, so if you have a medical experience, this will be useful. And the deadline is 26th November. Okay. Okay, let's keep going because we don't have a lot of time. We can always talk more on the group later on, but let's keep going. So I'm going to leave this site and I'm going to go to the other side. So in the meantime, Kaudi Umenze, your hands are raised. Do you want to say something?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
Hello. Good morning. Thank you. I was just going to say that sometimes the network takes some people out, and so they have to come back in, and then they are waiting, and nobody's letting them in. So maybe we can just leave the meeting room open so people can just come in without
let
having
me
to.
let me see if I can do that in my setting.
Yes, it's possible to just leave it open so they are not in the waiting room. Nobody is waiting for you to admit them. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Dare, your answer raised. What do you want to say?
Yes, please. I just want to confirm how much is this amount? The result be given in bands, like this band they say in the job website.
I don't know. You can't really hear you very well.
Hello, can you hear me, please? Is it better now?
Yes, it's a bit better now. Okay, so I've disabled the waiting room, so
Yes,
anybody
I
can
said,
come.
how much is all right? Like, how much is the NARIC assessment qualification? How much do they charge? Do they charge? And the result of their like this band we are saying on the job website.
I'm not sure I heard you clearly. There's a lot of I don't know. You can type in the chat box and we might be able to respond to your question that way. But we could barely hear you.
All right.
Okay, it's better now. Yes, I can hear you now. It's better now. You can hear. What did you say?
All right, thank you. I said, how much is the NARIC assessment qualification and the result of the assessment? Will it be in band? The band we say in the job websites, the band 3, the band 7, and the rest.
So I would be very honest that I've not done one myself. But I could maybe we could private chat. I don't know. I think that would be a category. You could maybe DM me and we can talk about that privately. But I've not done one myself. But I think the link is on the website. I could share with you, and we can just walk through the process together. If that's going to work out for you. But I'm not done one myself, so I don't know how to respond to your question. Like how much it is. I don't know how much it is. And how long it takes, because I think the only time I tried doing something like this was when I was applying for my registration as a doctor, but that was through a different means, the EFMCG. It took about a month or so to get all that sorted out. So I don't know how long this scenario is going to take to verify your document that to say, yes, it was taught in English and you don't need IELTS. So maybe what our advice is, while you're doing the NARIC, you might also just be preparing for IELTS class. Even if you don't pay, just be preparing. So in case this fails, you can easily switch and just write the exams. That would be my recommendation.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right then. So I think I'll just write on. I see the hands raised. I see them. Don't worry. I'll come to you. Okay. Let's just write on and so that I can finish ahead of time. So the last thing I think one more thing I'll talk about is experience, and I think I've talked about it earlier on. Please, hospitals, care homes. I know some of you have phobia for blood, but I don't know. If you can't see or handle blood, then maybe not working. You might think of working in a care home, so not the NHS hospital, which is still a possibility. You can choose the part of the care homes, and that's something you might want to consider. But for those that think they can go to hospitals, I would advise you.
The person.
Oh my God! Can we try to mute ourselves? Okay, let me do that from here. Just mute everybody from here. Please, can you try to mute yourself, please, so you don't disturb everybody, please? Thank you. Okay. Okay, I can't figure out what this is. Please, can you mute yourself? Someone is still out there and is it causing a lot of noise here. Thank you. All right, so for those of you that don't have any kind of hospital experience or care home experience, just walk to any hospital nearby. It must not even necessarily be a government hospital, just anyone around, private clinics, anything, even a vaccination center, just walk in there. And don't Sodia, Sodia, please, can you mute yourself? Oh, Christ. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go on. Let me see if I can I just can't find her here. Okay, let's go on. So please just attach yourself and don't leave your job. Okay, it's not worth it. Just weekends, off days, just go there and just be around there for a while. But in all you do, please, your CV should be tailored to communication and your ability to show care. Just there's not enough time. I would have shown you. We'll go to the next slide. I could maybe at the end, if there's still time, I might be able to show you what I mean by this. So when you're talking about, say, supporting information during the application, okay, let me just show you quickly. Let me just do that right now. I think it's going to be let me just do that so you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and just switch to this other slide here. Okay, so let's look at this very quickly, okay? Now, look at this job. You're talking about, it's about working in the ED, okay? It's about working in the ED. But let me look for an easier one. This is quite a senior one for so many people might not be able to apply for this. So let's go for something, make something that is a bit not so senior. So let's look for something. Yeah, this is another good one. But this is a clinic and it still pays well, which is good. But they may not be able to give you a COS. This particular job, this is what I mean. This one in London. You see that it's the pay is good, yes. But let's see, it's here. It's likely will not be able to give you a certificate of sponsorship. See that? It's likely not be able to do that. But the thing is, what I think is over time, these guys will begin to get the license to be able to sponsor people. I think that will happen in the next couple of months. That's what I think will start happening. Okay, so let's look at this job. Let me see another one that's a bit straightforward. Okay, let's look at this. But this is a senior one too, but let's try if this will work. See the salary, it's good. The NHS, yes. So let's see. So you just go down, let's go to continue. And this is the job, yes? This is the job. Now let's look at the job description. You need to have some certificates. Let's look at them online. It's not like the care certificate, but this is desirable. It's not essential. So essential means you must have it. That's just English and maths in your WIAC. That's all you need, basically. And some sort of skills in writing and reading and literacy, basically. And another essential thing is 6 months in care. So it's why that's very key. But this can't even sponsor you.
Dr. Maisie, please, Infinix Hot 8 is the one causing the disturbance.
Let me see if I can find him.
Infinix Hot 8.
Okay, I've seen him, yeah. Let me mute him.
Please help us to mute his video too, please.
Okay, done. Thank you. Yeah, so let's look at this. Now this can't even sponsor you. You see that? Unfortunately, it can't. But let me show you what I mean when you're applying for the job, for instance. Just see what I was trying to explain here. So also this is track. So it takes you to track. This is track. So you need to also register for track. Okay, I'm already registered, so I'm just going to go in. Now this is a job. So you start filling these things gradually. They ask you your immigration status. Are you a current employer? You say no, you're not a current employer. You check for your immigration status. Just go down to the end. Go down to the end and write, I do not have the right to work in the UK. That's for you now. And then you just continue. I've read here. And then you continue. Then you start filling the role, okay? Then use a blank form. So if your first time you're going to apply here, that will be your more like your template. So the next time you apply, you use that first one. So you come here and write, use a recent application. I don't have an application, so I will not use a recent one. I'll use one. That's my first time. So you launch it. So once you do that, you start going, start section, put your personal details, application questions. You just keep filling all that. You keep going there, and this is very easy. And you submit your application. Now it gets to a point that they ask you for application questions. So you go here, let's see. This is straightforward, yeah. So they can ask you for supporting information, for instance. So this is where you sell yourself. This is where you tell them about yourself. So look at the job description. If he says he wants you to show care and communication skills, you come here. This is where you spend time dealing on communication and how to show care. So when I say communication, if you've worked as a customer care service provider before in a bank, in anywhere you are, that is communication. You've dealt with angry customers, that is communication. You've worked in anywhere, any sphere of life you've worked in the bank, in the healthcare sector, in the mining sector, in footballer, whatever it is. This is where you talk about how you're able to communicate, how you're able to resolve differences within people. When it comes to showing care, care could be anywhere. You've worked in the hospital doing your NYSC, for instance, or you worked in a school, you were caring for the kids, when they were sick, you took them to the health center, you called the parents, all these things are care. You have a child you're looking after, or you have a grandma, your grandpa you're looking after, that is care. You've done anything that shows empathy, that shows compassion. That's what they want you to talk about. In your job, you're writing reports. That shows you can, you have written skills. You see, so don't start saying, so for example, you're working in a bank and then you're accounting 10 million in a day. You're accounting 50 billion in a day. It doesn't make any sense to your employer because that's not his business. You see, and moreover, even the most painful thing is that the money is not even your money. So why are you even talking about it in the first place? So what you should be interested in is how do you tailor your experience to what they're looking for? Whether it's communication, whether it's written skills, whatever it is. So this is where you really, really sell yourself, okay? So I just wanted to just bring this up so you understand this. And you just fill up the other part. Once you're ready to go, you just go down there and you submit your application. And hopefully you get called for an interview. Right, I'm going to stop sharing this and go back to the slides. I think we are out of time already.
Please, I have a question. Please,
yes.
Sorry for cutting you off.
All right.
My question is, under that references, the references must it be hospital references, any doctor, any nurse that you've worked, or any references at all?
I'm sure most of us are not.
The references be contacted period to the interview or after the interview? Okay.
I just entertain this, but next time, please, the ground rules, okay? Just raise your hands and I will call you, okay? Please, okay? But just to respond to what you're saying, anybody can be a referee. It doesn't have to be the healthcare. If you've never worked in a healthcare setting, why will you need a reference from there? You see? So if you've worked in a bank, for instance, speak with them. Tell them I want this, but let them understand what you're actually looking for. The communication skills, the empathy kind of skills, how you're able to resolve conflict, how you're able to work in a team, how you're able to attend meetings, how you're able to chair meetings, that kind of thing. That's the kind of things they're looking for. These are soft skills, and they're not like hard skills, are very soft skills. But if you don't have the skills, you can't function in a team, you can't function in a place like the NHS, for instance. So it could be anybody, okay? Now, if they really contact, yes, usually we'll have 3 references. Sometimes they do contact them. My first job, I was in London, Lewisham. They will reach out to those referees, they will. So anybody you're putting as your referee has to be somebody that would say something nice of you. Don't put somebody from the village that would buy something bad of you, okay? All right, so let's go back to our slides. Let me just stop sharing the screen and go back to, yes, we're almost 1 hour sprint and still have 1 hour, okay. So I think I'll just run through this very quickly. So in the interview, they could ask you questions like, how do you demonstrate care? How do you demonstrate compassion? How do you demonstrate dignity? These are things that will ask you. They won't ask you 5+5 or ask you technical things. No, they're looking for these soft skills. Are you compassionate? Are you caring? You listen to people? Do you treat people with respect? These are things they're actually looking out for. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to, I think my, I think I jumped a slide. Yeah, I'm going to stop here. I'll ask my colleague, Dr. Fisayo, to just carry on from here. Fisayo, can you share your video? Fisayo? Fisayo?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so let me So please carry on there. I'll post my own video now and I'll mute myself too.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Bayo. Most friends call me Fizi. I hope everyone can hear me.
Very well, Fisayo.
Yeah.
Okay. So most friends call me Fizi, and a little information about myself. I'm a medical doctor from Nigeria, and I came into the United Kingdom via the master's route. So I'm currently doing my master's, and I've been working as an healthcare assistant since till I got qualified to practice medicine in the United Kingdom. Okay, so I'm going to be taking it from the trainings, yes. So for those who are just joining us, so I'm going to be talking about trainings you need for you to be able to pick up this job. Also, I'll talk about the types of jobs and then the job description, then I'll end what we as an agency will offer you. So why should you be with us? Why should you come to us? So beginning with the training. So basically, there are two trainings that are needed for this job. There is the online training, and also there is the one-on-one physical training. But what you need essentially to start this job is just the online training. The one-on-one training can be done or organized for you once you come into the United Kingdom. While some employers will require that you have that one-on-one training before you get the job, most of them will just require the online training. So you need to get that. Could you please, Dr. Meze, could you please move to the next slide? So I'll show. So here is a certificate. That's my certificate of the training I had. And this training is a yearly thing. So you can see that the dates those trainings are going to expire. The online training is not just one training. There are many modules under it. You have to offer. Some of it could be up to
Hello, Fisai, are you still there?
Okay. So I'm back. I hope you can hear me, please.
Yes, but we lost you for a minute there.
Yeah, so someone was trying to call me, so that was the cause of distraction. So like I was saying, there are many modules under this training and you need to do it yearly. So once it expires, you have to renew it. All right. So for the one-on-one training, you might have to get to United Kingdom because it's going to be very difficult for you to have that training done right in Nigeria before coming here. Problem. Issue here. Sorry, please. Just bear with me. Okay. So you can go to previous two slides backward, 2 slides backward. Okay, I think some people are saying they can't get what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the trainings that are required for you to be able to be qualified to apply for these jobs. And I said there are two trainings, basically the online training and then the one-on-one training, which is physical training, or otherwise you could say face-to-face training. So the online training can be done anywhere you are in the world, all right? And I said there are some modules, many of them could get up to 30 in their 30s, which you have to complete online, and it's just valid for 1 year. So once that expires, you need to renew that training. So apart from these trainings, there are some other ones you could want to do to, when you get here, to increase your chances of getting better jobs, all right? So that includes the MVQ training and the CACHE 2 and 3 trainings. So, okay, to the next slide. Care homes, types of jobs. The types of jobs, you could work in a care home, you could work in a nursing home, hospices, hospitals. The next slide, please. Hospitals, and also you could work as a personal home support care worker, and also you could offer mental support. So these jobs have their different requirements. For the care homes, what you expect it to do could differ in some way to your roles in the hospital. The nursing homes, you're working hand in hand with nurses. Hospitals, hospices is for people who are dying, all right? But we call it palliative care, who are having palliative care or end of life care. So then hospitals, there could be different places you could work in the hospital. You could work in the cardiology department, it could be in the nephrology department, it all depends. So this would determine the roles you'd expect you to be able to carry out there. And also you could work with the NHS or with private hospitals. So personal home support work, you'll be required to go to people's homes to help them with their basic needs, some things they might not be able to do, maybe cooking and all of that. While you might also need to take them for hospital appointments or go out to shop for them. So these are little differences. And the mental support mostly will be in a care home. So to the next slide, so job description. So I divided into two, the basic job description and the additional. So for the basic job description, so I'm going to talk about the basic, the previous slide, thank you. The previous slide, the basic job description. Yes, so the personal hygiene, you will need to wash, bath patients or residents as the case may be, change their pads, help patients to the toilet for those who can walk, and for those who can't, you wheel them down there, oral care, shaving, and all of that. So that's for the personal hygiene. And also you need to assist patients or residents move around, maybe from their bed to the wheelchair or vice versa, or from a room to the lounge or dining or vice versa. Then nutrition, you assist patients prepare meals, serve them, and feed those who cannot eat themselves. Also, you could tidy up the dining room, the rooms, as the case may be. You help in turning patients, checking their skin. You got some individual patient details, the quantity of food or fluids they have taken per day, how many times they've defecated or urinated. So all these information will be required that you fill them in. So then to the next slide, please, because of time. Am I not able to say anything? So the additional requirements, these are the requirements or some expectations you should be able to carry out based on some jobs. So not all jobs require you to do this, but the basic ones is what is expected for all the jobs, really. So you could help in checking patient vitals, blood pressure, pulse, respiratory rates, temperature, help in doing urine tests, blood glucose tests, COVID-19 screening, monitor stocks, take blood samples, change or care for colostomy bag, catheter handling, and care for hearing aids as the case may be. So I'll move on to the next slide. So we'll talk about what we would offer. And okay, so first of all, I must stress that we are not really particular about money, because some people who have organized some things like this did not even give as much information as we are given and be charged. All right, so this is a free seminar for everyone, and we are not taking anything. So, but you and the previous presenter has shown you how you could search for jobs yourself. So we have helped you to some great extent for you to be able to do it. But what are the benefits you would have if you come to us? First of all, we will help you with IELTS classes and also support with NARIC verification. For the IELTS classes, I've been teaching IELTS for some years now. All right, so I would say I'm an experienced teacher. So, and the students I've taught, so many of them are in the United Kingdom, some are in the process of coming, and some people are just starting. So I will boast that you definitely pass the IELTS if you come and take the classes with us. Charges are very low, very affordable as compared to some other agencies which we have seen. All right, some agencies might charge you as much as £2,000 for the process and all of that, but we are just something a common man can afford. So the IELTS classes will just be on a monthly basis. It's going to be less than, it will be between 5,000 and 7,500 naira per month. And trust me, if you go through the classes in just 2 months maximum, you should be able to attempt the exam and you will pass it. Also, we'll help with the NARIC verification, and we'll offer CV reviews also, such that you will be able to meet the requirements that job is asking of you. We'll help you tailor your CV to match that job. And also we'll give the mandatory training. I show my certificates to you. So we have, it's not just any kind of person, any kind of training that will be acceptable. It has to be a UK certified institution. So another thing is that will help in organizing the training at a very cheap rate for those out of the country in the United Kingdom. And that it's surely going to be by a UK certified institution, which is going to do that for you. Then also the paid mentorship group with one-on-one coaching until you travel. So you have to, we will offer a mentorship group, but it's not going to be free. If you are there, we will help you all through the process till you are able to travel down here. And after you get here, we'll still support you and other things, which the first presenter will talk more. We'll talk more on that. Then we will help in job search and interview preparation. Another benefit we offer here is that we have contacts with care homes directly, which will be offering the jobs. So it's just going to be from you to the care home, and maybe it's NHS too, as the case may be. So we have we've established contacts with them, and those who are ready to give us. Currently, we know many of them, most of them, are not offering the certificate of sponsorship. So what we'll be doing is that the ones who are offering the certificate of sponsorship, my contacts with them, will link them directly to you. But definitely, it will not come at the free of charge. But it's going to be very affordable to the common man, very affordable to the common man. And then the remaining parts, I think Dr. Maisie will take it, talking about relocation support for you and your family, how you'd settle down in UK, and for those who will be interested in business. But before I hand it over to him, I'd like to chip this in. Part of what we do, which is outside the healthcare assistant job relocation, is that if you are interested in coming in for Masters United Kingdom, we would help you to look for, get a university and help you in search for courses that will benefit you most, help in writing personal statements and all the process, payments and all, so you get down here also to the accommodation and work you will do. Also for your dependents. So that is one of the things we will do. So in case you're interested in that, you could also get in contact with us and we'll be able to help you. Thank you. Dr. Maize, over to you. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much, Dr. Fisher. So I think basically he said most of the things here, but just to add that we've in a very advanced stage of discussions with the few agencies here, and the plan is just to support as much as people as we can. So to come over to the UK. I think we had a meeting last week. There was some follow-up meetings again yesterday. I think hopefully by next week we should have some sort of concrete plan of what to do. So what I'm looking at, or what we're looking at happening is you get your papers, everything you need back home in Nigeria, your IELTS or your NARIC, whatever it is, get your visa, everything. You get that all sorted out here, and the agencies here will go to the hospitals, the NHS hospitals that they're working with, or themselves, depending. It's still not decided yet, and issue you more like help you get an interview, help you with the interview preparations, the questions to expect, and once you get the job, they help with your relocation, just like they do for the nurses and the doctors. I don't know, some of you might be aware. So they help pay your flight, when you arrive here, because it can be tough to settle down here. Like your first month, the rent is like, depends in 300, 400 pounds a month. Some places is as much as £1,000 a month. So if you want to convert that to Naira, you probably will start having headache and migraine. Imagine paying close to 700 grand a month. You might have a heart attack if you think about it, but that's what it is here. So you come in here, with little or no cash, and you pay that kind of money, it can be very frustrating. You don't have a house, you don't know anybody. So the plan is give you a soft landing. That's what we're hoping to do. Give you a soft landing. You get in here. You have accommodation paid for the first month at least, and you get paid. And the good thing here is you get paid, on your first month. You don't have to let me not say like Nigeria, but you know what I mean. But you get paid on your first month, and life can become easy for you. You see, so hopefully, but before the week runs out, we should have some sort of concrete information about that. And what that means is you come in, your first month is taken care of as per your accommodation, you get paid, and then you can just easily adjust into the UK system. That's what we hope would happen, hopefully. The second thing is, I know some of us might have some business interests, but this, when you're settled in, you might have some business ideas and you want to explore. Hopefully, we're going to create a marketplace where you can buy and sell, do your stuff, give you all that information when you arrive. This is just something you think of when you get here. But for now, the main thing is, how do you get here? I think that's the key thing. Get you in here and then you sort yourself out. As a group, as a person, and with the team we're working with, we would give you as much information as you need on the group. We would share as much as we can give you. We would give that to you for you to just come in and have a better way and have a better life for yourself and your family. But if you want like one-on-one support or something like that, you want mentorship or something, then there might be some extra charge for that. And that's now the mentorship group. But as much as we can, we're going to share everything we have, really everything we have, for you guys to find your way here. And also, I must state that this is very fluid. And what I mean by that is the information is still not, there's still some areas that are still some gray areas, like the IELTS, like the NARIC, those areas are still very gray. These are things, hopefully with time, we'll get more information. And even the jobs itself, there are very few, not so many that can sponsor. So as we keep, myself and my colleague here, we're going to keep pushing and asking, as in we're calling almost on a daily basis, calling different agencies and calling NHS and asking them, what's up, what do you think about this? Can you sponsor people? I know very soon, as the information begins to go around the country, we're going to get more positive response. And once we get that information about the job, we'll share it to people. So you can apply and you can come in with your family. So with that said, I'll open the floor to just a few questions. It's past 11 o'clock already. I see some hands are raised. So I think I'll start with those hands that are raised. Let me see, I can't find them anymore here. Let's see if I can still get them. So does anybody have, okay, yeah, that's it, 11 participants. So let's see if you can see your hands that are raised. I can't seem to find anybody, but does anybody have a question that he wants to ask? Anything very briefly before we close the section?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I have a question. I've been raising up my hand since for
okay, I'm
almost
just trying to. Okay, just hold. Let me see if I can get so that we don't. Let's see.
It's just a brief question I want to ask.
Okay, go ahead. Since you're already on, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and prior to all this, what you guys offer the IELT classes and support with the NARIC verification and the other stuffs. Like, before you guys get all the necessary information you need to get from NHS to let us know, what do you think we can actually proceed with? Like, I don't, you understand what I mean? Like, what can we start with on our own? Because I was actually speaking to someone on the group and she told me she got this certification from a London training program, a health certification, where she actually had to pay, she said she paid about 300,000, 150. So I actually sent them an email. So they sent me an email back on what they actually required in Lagos, because I stay in Lagos. So now I'm asking a question. These health centers under NHS that offer sponsorship, would they actually require a certification from us that we need to send to them, or is it just a normal written words to actually tell them their experience, just like the way you said we should write what we know they require and everything? So do they need a certification? Should we go out there and get a certification for like any health certification, or we should just attach ourselves to any medical center and get the necessary training we need to be able to prove that yes, we know?
Can I
so
just answer
let me respond. Let me respond that. Let me just say something now. I'll let you come in here. So what you can do for now, I think just a few things you can start off now. One of them would be to get some clinical attachment. Okay, start attaching yourself to places, and don't lose your job, because that's where your money will come from to feed the place. No. So just start off that already. Just keep asking questions, keep probing. If you have a degree, explore the NARIC. I will share the link on the group. Explore the NARIC and see. But I also advise you to just prepare, just attend IELTS classes. We can share some materials, or you can join the mentorship group, but just preparing for both, so you're safe. Either ways, you're safe. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I think I'd rather prepare the IELTS classes. Like, if you guys can be sending, I don't know, maybe past questions and stuff like that before I actually write the exam. I think that's what I actually want, the IELTS classes.
That's fine. So as I said, there's a way, there'll be a separate group for that. We can talk about that later, but there'll be a separate group for that. If you want that, that kind of service, we can get that from our group. We'll have a group that will handle that, a paid mentorship group for that. The third thing will be get your passport. Go and get an international passport. Go and get your COVID vaccination. These are things you should start getting. Start looking at the job. Start trying to, look at it, play around it. Start playing around it, Start playing around things. Just keep searching, keep playing around it. Even without
I shouldn't apply. Should I apply? Is there anything
you can't apply if you meet the job description. If you meet them. Some of them require some amount of experience. Some of them require certificates. When it comes to certification, be careful here. Be careful. So you don't pay a lot of money. Some of these things are not as, some of what they require to do for you to get is 50, 100 pounds. Some of them in that range.
Yeah, I know that cost.
Which is 60. So don't go paying 300, 1 million.
Yeah, because I saw it, man. It was pretty large. I'm like, 150K installment, then you pay the remaining within.
No, some of those things you don't need. Some of those things you don't need them. You don't need some of those things. There's one you can get online. Our group is also planning for one in Nigeria. Fisaya will tell you more about it. He's spearheading that. So I'll let him continue at this point. Fisaya, please go ahead.
Okay, so if you listen to what I said,
I have a question, please.
The training is a mandatory training, all right, for all persons who wants to pick up this job. It's an online training. It's mandatory. That means it's a must. That means it's compulsory for you to do it. So you must do the online training, and it's not all the organizations that offer this training that are UK certified. So you have to be careful to be sure that the organization giving you this training is UK certified. And that is why I said one of the benefits you gain from us we have contacts with the organizations that will help you, or who will organize, let me just put it that way, who will organize that training for those people in Nigeria at a very affordable cost. That's 300 and something thousand naira. It's just way out of the box. You don't need as much as that. In fact, like Dr. Meza said, it's going to be surely lesser than £100. You don't need that. About 75,000 naira. Okay. That. Maximum. I'm not saying that is the amount, but we'll still get across those who are interested in doing this. Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to be informed once we start once the online
Okay.
training is about to start? Are you going to let us know?
I have a question.
Okay, you know
I
what?
have
Please,
a
everybody.
question, please.
You know it. Sorry. I think we're getting a bit rowdy here. Just unmute yourself. I would raise up your hands and I will find you. And I will just do it that way. Okay, please, just mute yourself. Please. I know everybody has something to say. Just mute. I can see that now. So I'm going to start from the top. Just mute yourself, okay? In no particular order, I'll just make sure I will call everybody. Hopefully in the next 10, 15 minutes, we should wrap this up, please, okay? Infinix Note, please, very brief with your questions. Infinix Note, please. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Infinix
Please,
Note, Infinix Note.
Yes.
Infinix Note.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here. Please, I would like to ask, I don't know, can OET be substituted with IELTS? There are some of us that have our OET done already, and OET is also an English exam, that's occupational English health. So I don't know if that could be used in place of IELTS.
Yes, it can. Yes, you can, but we're going to find out what the score is. Is the score that matters? But I think yes, you can. Okay. All right. Timmy.
Hello. So on that, what is established right now? The information that is established is that you have to have the IELTS general training. That is what is established, but we don't know if other ones will be acceptable. So we are still trying to get in contact with the Home Office, but that's the UK government. UK, right? So once we are able to verify, we'll pass the information out. What is verified now is the IELTS general training band score minimum of 5. And that is achievable. Just believe it's an achievable thing. Once you take the exam once, go through the classes, take it once, you pass it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Timmy Wallis. Timmy?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Franklin. Quite unfortunately, my network has been kicking in and out, but I've been grabbing some asks that are those who just finished their university who are about going for NYSC, are they eligible for this? And when is the program going to start? I've got tons of questions, though, but at least since we have a lot of people on the line. So
sorry, I didn't get the question. What was the question? What's the question?
Yeah, my question is, can you hear me? Am I audible enough?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my question is that are those who just finished their university degree, who are about going for NYSC, are they eligible for this program? And when is the program even starting?
So our advice you finish your NYSC just because of future purposes. In case you want to run for anything elections in Nigeria in the future, I would advise you to wrap up your NYSC. This program is set for a minimum of 12 months. I'm not sure they will fill up the gaps in 12 months. But for right now, it's open for 1 year and it could extend. But what I would advise you is go for your NYSC. I think that's really, really important. Okay. Chimere Okoro. Chimere Okoro.
You can take the back side. Where's the
Okay. Victor Ozumba, you have a question? Victor Ozumba.
Yes, I didn't get it. You only need us to apply something on it.
Victor Zumba, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes, hospital. Don't want we check our vital side.
We can't hear you. Zumba, I didn't get your point. Yes, come again. Yes, what are you saying?
So I was asking for the IELTS. Is it very
Sorry, I can't hear you. What you might do is you can share the question on the group. Huh? Adebola, what's the question?
Sorry for interrupting. For those who are finding it difficult to ask their questions, you can post it on the group chat. I'm trying to respond to some there so we can wrap this meeting up in time. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My question is, I have a certificate. Can I still apply all the destiny trade?
I can hear you. So what I advise you to do is post it on the group, right? Post it on the Telegram group. I think I'll probably wrap this up now because okay, let me take one or two more. Uyeme edit.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. I'm a civil servant working with the state government, but I'm very much interested in this program. So I want to know if it is possible for me to switch, and what would be the aftermath effect if I should switch and probably resign from my work over here.
You mean you want to switch from civil service role to this? I think it's a personal decision, I would say. I think it's personal. You need to ask yourself what the dream is, what the long-term goal is, what your ambition is in life generally. I don't think anybody can answer that for you. So I think you need to sit down and ask yourself that question and decide if it's something you want to do, you want to continue what you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
So I think I'll probably end this now. And I'm sorry if I'm not able to respond to everybody's questions. But what you can do is, if you have anything that's not answered here, you can go to the Telegram group and just ask the question. Okay. For the paid mentorship group, we'll communicate with you guys on what that's going to entail. I think I don't know if there's anything pending. Sayo, you have anything pending before I close this section?
Yes, I would just like to post the link to the Telegram group on the chat box. So for the benefit of some people who don't have that link, so I've just done that. You could just copy it now before the meeting is ended. So you could join us and ask some further questions, or where we'll pass some more information to everyone as relating to the services we offer on the IELTS and also on the trainings, then the one-on-one mentorship group, and also for the jobs. So I've just posted it there. So just check your chat box now and copy the link in case you are not on the Telegram group, so you will not miss more information. Thank you.
Okay. All right then, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I hope this was able to help you somebody here. And of course, on the Telegram group, you can keep asking questions, and we'll try and respond as much as we can. All right, bye everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Franklin. You guys have been so awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I had fun. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys were amazing.
Thank you. You guys are amazing.
Right. Bye. Bye. Thank you. I quite understood.
Everyone wants to escape Nigeria.